everybody, it's your girl. Welcome back to my channel. This is Penny's Fantopia, and I refer to all you guys as my geeksters. I am in the process of thinking of another name and maybe a name for my YouTube channel. I really don't know, so if you guys have suggestions, please link them down below in the comment section, or you can email me and let me know as well. I'll have all that at the end of the video. Today's video, I am going to do my fan theory on Rick and Morty. I've been wanting to record this video for quite a while. I haven't recorded the video because I wasn't quite sure um, how I wanted to put it. I didn't know if I wanted to put my multiple theories of Rick and Morty together and make maybe about a 20-minute video or 30-minute video, or if I wanted to just take one theory at a time and put it together. Rick and Morty season 4 does premiere sometime this year. So I just thought, you know what? My birthday was just Monday. Anyways, my birthday was just Monday, and I figured, I thought about it, and I've been binge watching Rick and Morty, and I said, you know what, I need to make this video because now I have a little bit more support and information. I'm still doing research on the other two theories that I have, but with this theory, I feel like it's pretty solid. So I decided, what the heck, I'm gonna go ahead and make the video. So with this theory that I have about Rick and Morty, I don't believe that the Morty that we have come to love for the last 3 seasons is Rick's original Morty. Now, I started thinking this probably about the second or third time around that I started binge watching Rick and Morty. I did discuss it with my 2 best friends. I discussed it with Will, and I also discussed it with Star-Lord Remy. And they said, pretty much the same thing. Like, we sat down and we watched it, and we made some notes, we made some comparisons, and we did different episodes that kind of led us to think about that. So I will share those with you in my theory. Basically, I don't think that Morty, which is commonly referred to as Morty C-137, I don't think that that's Rick's original Morty. I think Rick's original Morty would be evil Morty. Now, what led up to me thinking that Morty C-137 is not Rick's original Morty is it was either season 1 or season 2 when Morty goes and talks to Bird Person. And when he goes and talks to Bird Person, we see that in the background, if you look carefully, I'll try to put the clip somewhere up here, but you will see in the background that there's a picture of baby Morty being held by Rick. And we just, according to Morty C-137 and where they're at, Rick didn't come into Morty's life until Morty was 14. And then that's when he started taking Rick, Morty on adventures. So if Rick didn't appear in this Morty's life until he was 14, then which Morty is that Rick is holding at Bird Person's house in that picture? Then we jump to season 1 when Rick and Morty mess up their timeline, their original timeline. And that's when Rick creates that pheromone to make Jessica fall for Morty. In turn, everybody turns into like grasshopper people, and then they turn to like some hybrid type of people. And Rick and Morty just kind of abandon the original Summer, Jerry, and Beth, and just time jump to another dimension where that dimension's Rick and Morty are unfortunately passed away, and they just kind of pick up and resume their lives. So with Rick being so easily to just jump parallel universes or timelines and just skip and abandon Beth, his own daughter, and Summer, his granddaughter, and Jerry, even though he doesn't care for Jerry, but for him to abandon his family that just because he simply messed up and couldn't correct that timeline that he was currently in, who's to say that he didn't do that to his original Morty, which in turn he just abandoned Morty, which created evil Morty and made evil Morty have all that disdain and hatred for Rick. Which leads me to the next episode, which will be when we get introduced to the Citadel of Ricks. And when we get introduced to the Citadel of Ricks, we see that there's like a black Rick, a lizard Rick. We see that there's all these different types of Ricks, that there's infinite numbers of Ricks, infinite numbers of Mortys. We learned that, in this, well, at the Citadel, they bring in Rick C-137 to ask him, has he been killing other Ricks? We kind of found out that it was another Rick that had like all these different Mortys plastered up like on a dome piece on the outside, so that they can create like a type of alpha wave or type of wave that can prevent Rick from being detected by other Ricks and from the, isn't this, and the government. So at the end of that episode, when the other Ricks have killed that Rick, they come to find out that it actually was like a robot Rick, or it was just like a, somebody was controlling that Rick. And then he was like, well, where's the translator? And then it cuts to the scene, and I'll put that up here. It cuts to the scene where it shows Morty, and he's putting in an eye patch, and then he just goes with the other Mortys to the Citadel. Then in season, is it season 3? Is it a season, no, it's season 2. We get introduced to the season 2 or 3. We get introduced to the Citadel again, and we see that this Morty is now running for president. This Morty is more chill, he's more relaxed, he doesn't act like your typical Morty. And then at the end of that episode, when he ends up winning, we see that that Morty in turn is the Morty that was introduced with, when we first got introduced to the Citadel, which is referred to commonly as Evil Morty. So I believe that Evil Morty is Rick's original Morty, which will be the baby that we seen Rick holding at Bird Person's house in that picture. I think that what probably had happened is that with that being Rick's original Morty, something happened kind of like when he messed up his timeline and him and Morty C-137 jumped to another timeline. I believe that maybe Rick did something that he couldn't fix. So he just said, forget it. And he just up and jumped and he abandoned that Morty. And mind you, probably was with that Morty. He was with that Morty since birth. So that Morty, being with that Morty from since birth to about 14, Morty just felt like that Rick didn't care about anybody but himself. That Rick was a dick. And Rick just, forgot about him. So in turn, that hurt turned into hatred, and then turned into just utter, like, couldn't stand Rick, just utter disdain for Rick. And we also see that too, that and when they go back, when Morty takes Summer back in the beginning of season 3, when Morty take Summer back to his original timeline, we see that the original Beth, the original Summer, and the original Jerry, that got left behind in the world that him and Morty messed up. How after a while they disdained Rick. And we all know that Beth loves Rick. But at that point, because she felt like that Rick just up and abandoned her and her family, she suddenly couldn't stand Rick. She hated Rick. Summer hated Rick. So I believe that that's what created this disdain for Rick. I do believe that that's not, that the Morty that we're watching is not Rick's original Morty. If you agree with me, you can more, or even if you disagree with me, I mean, I am all up for healthy conversation and healthy debate. So if you agree with me or if you don't agree with me, please link your thoughts and comments below down in the comment section. Also, while you here, I think I'm going to wrap up the video at this point, because there's no need to draw it out. I just kind of wanted to put my theory out there and see what you guys think. Um, so at this point, you know, that's pretty much it. That's just my theory, that I don't believe that Morty C-137 is Rick's original Morty. So, like I said, while you guys are down there in the comment section letting me know if you agree or not, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification button so you'll know when your girl upload new videos. I will be trying to do a video next week. I want to actually do a fan favorite video next week. So I want you guys to give me ideas of what you would like for me to talk about. What would you like to see? I will start vlogging. I'm in the process of trying to get a new camera so that I can start vlogging and showing you guys my cosplays, showing you guys how I do my makeup. I am gonna try to probably do some tutorials on how to do makeup with looking like Raven, or doing makeup, doing special effects makeup. I'm still in the process of working on that, so that is something that I would like to do. But I'm going to leave you guys right here. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in and joining my channel. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Also, follow me on Facebook at Penny's Fantopia fan page. Once again, you can go to Facebook and it's Penny's Fantopia. And make sure you like and follow my page. I have updates. I put fan facts. I put fanfics. I put comic book knowledge. I do all of that on the page. So until then, Geeksters, I will see you later. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.